But that's what stock trading is. There's only a certain amount of stocks in the
Yeah, you have
world.
you
So
have to
like
buy like at
you have
least
to buy them
500 stocks, and then you have a business.
and then they
That's what the
convert to
S&P
your business.
500 is actually. They have at least 500 stocks, so that's how you know it's a good business.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode. We're back. We're excited. It is a certain time I don't know off the top of my head, but before we get started with our topic for today, let's introduce these amazing individuals to the side of us.
Hello, I'm Brandon Thacker, also known as Pasta Sauce. I'm a second-year computer engineering student at Cal Poly right now.
Hi, I'm Josh Lewis, also formerly known as ZD. So me and Pasta Sauce have known each other quite personally with our Italian roots in our names here. But I am a second-year psychology major at UC Davis.
And there we go with all these majors. And if you guys don't know, liberal studies major, also known as the business major, because teachers do the exact same thing as business people, but they get paid less. And yeah, but with the topic in mind, we're coming up with a business plan.
Well, it kind of started as a joke, but I feel like it actually would make sense is like a quote unquote Tinder for baby names, where you like have like presented just a name and then you can like swipe left or right and like the algorithm, because obviously we can come up with an algorithm, we're geniuses, to like would be like, okay, you like these types of names or this like sort of like background, I guess that these come from, like, oh, you like, I don't know, Greek names. I don't know any Greek names, so I can't really just say that, but I don't know.
The baby name idea is presumably a mostly online business. You can headquarter that wherever you want. So you could pick some sort of random Caribbean island that also happens to be a tax haven and base your business there.
Very
Or
true.
you could just not have like a base. There's like a lot of companies now that are like starting to just be fully online. Like I know Discover, they like do bank, like they don't have physical locations. That's why they can like offer more um
Like services.
they can like for savings they can offer like a higher yield percentage of like interest, because they don't have to like pay for like physical locations. I'm sure there's more reasons, but I think that's one of them.
I mean, it does make sense. I know there was kind of talking about like churches. There's a lot of churches that are fully online, and because they're not paying for a house, they're not paying for like any of that physical property. They just focus online, and yeah, you're able to use your money differently.
Yeah, it's just different. Like it's the same, I guess, goal, but it's like you have a little bit more leeway, even though I don't know, I probably wouldn't want to just be like at my desk at home for work every day. I'd probably.
Yeah, and I tried that for a year by force.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
Yeah, I think we all had a little bit of a forced experience on that one.
True. Fun fact: I actually never had a COVID experience.
Where were you during?
I was so 2020. I think it was from March until August. I was cooped up at home, but since I was in, I'm not gonna say the name of the city, but I was in a certain city where everyone was still kind of doing their own thing. So I would just dip from the house, and since I didn't have that many friends, I would just go to the park and kick a ball around. And then when they actually enforced the rules, I went to Jessup, and since it's a private school, everything was in person. So
nice.
Lucky.
Yeah. I think for me, like the end of high school was like pretty much all online, and like senioritis already is like a thing, and then you're like, okay, I'm just gonna sit, but then I'm also the overachiever that feels bad for the teachers and is like the one person that's like has their camera on is like raising their hand, and then I'm also like in the background just not paying attention. So it's a weird balance that year was.
Yeah, and I had a lot of trouble carrying there because I was just like, my bed's like 2 feet over there. Just roll out
Yeah.
onto this chair, get up like 5 minutes before class started.
What I had to do was like I went into my brother's room because he was at school, so I was like, all right, I guess can have like separation, so I'm not like sleeping 2 feet away from where I have school and work, and also like relaxing time.
Yeah, that does make a big difference being able to have like at least a little bit of space or designating one place for sleep, one place for work.
Yeah.
But moving back with the child idea,
Oh,
with
yeah.
the name
Baby Tinder.
Baby Tinder. Yeah, I guess that's what we're coming up with the name, BT. Baby Tinder.
I like that those are also my initials.
So many issues associated with this.
So with that being said, with the Baby Tinder, how obviously with Tinder you're able to swipe right, swipe left. Personally, I'm actually not familiar. I'm pretty sure we aren't, but we know a little bit more about Tinder. So what would be the process, or how could we make this reach out to other people? How do we make this sellable?
Well, this is actually similar to something that one of my friends, he actually like made something similar, but it was for like restaurants. Because like, you know, and you're in a group, you have like a ton of people, and you're like, all right, we want to go get lunch or something, but no one can decide. So it was like, okay, you keep going until like everybody says like one that they all like kind of like, and then it's like, okay, we go there. I think the one time I did it with him and a bunch of other people, we did it like 4 times, and then we just eventually decided to just go somewhere else. But it was kind of fun. It was interesting.
I feel like that would always lead to like the Olive Garden.
Very. Yeah, it's kind of true, because it was like I think you could like rate it like whether it was like kind of like medium, like high, and then like low. And then we all kind of like did inverse answers, so just nothing got landed on. And it was like, all right, I guess we'll try again. We did it like 3 times, but I feel like something like that would be kind of interesting, because like, I mean, I'm sure like when it comes to like naming your child, it's a very personal thing. Obviously, it's more personal than where you eat for lunch, but like. I think it is an interesting way of like giving you, I don't know, like exposure to a lot of names. Like maybe it wouldn't necessarily be like Tinder specifically, but like the concept of like choosing. It could be more like how am I trying to say? Like if you get like, I guess, a list or something, and then there's like different like sections of it that could be like, or it would give you like different prompts or like things to do. Be like, I don't know, like talk like this is your child's name from now on, like obviously before they're born, you know, like referring to them and see how you feel, or I don't know, tell other people that's possibly the kid's name, and like see how it feels.
True. I think too, there was a while back, I remember, and it was actually in a classroom we were talking about this, that every year there's like the top boy name, top girl name. And obviously, I could be wrong now, but typically the name's always different. It's never the same name. But in most cases, you have top 5 boy name and girl names. One of the names is like always John, or like something where it's always consistent. Yeah, it's like always consistent being in the top 5. Though, more importantly, something that you kind of made me think about is like coming up with the names. It is personal, and a lot of parents, they're unsure what to name the child because, like you mentioned, that's their identity. And obviously, I'm pretty sure we all have done this. We've all searched up our names. So what does it mean? And for some reason, a lot of the time, it does make sense, like how it connects with our personality.
My sister always gets a little bit mad whenever we talk about our names. because she's the oldest, and her name means like, I don't know, I think clever or something. And then my brother's is like man of God, and then mine is like literally just like Jesus, is what it means, like
Dang.
Yeshua or Jeshua. I mean, also there's Joshua in the Bible who's not Jesus, but it's kind of funny. Sorry, I cut you off. What were you
He's
saying?
pretty up there. No, but finding like having the name and then probably on the app, or we think we're going with the app, but on the app it says like, oh, this is what the name looks like in a different language, like in Hebrew or Arabic or even Mandarin. So
That would be a cool feature. I think personalities, you were talking about how those kind of meld with the name, brings me to my fantastic idea, which is like once you select top few names you're interested in, you get matched with parents who have children named those things. And then you go and you be a babysitter for that child, and you get to see what kind of personality that child has. And if you don't like that personality, then you ditch that name and you go to a different one, because obviously your child is just going to pop out immediately knowing what personality to conform to based on what name they have.
Like,
that's just how that works.
Like zodiac signs, but for names. Deciding your child's name. You are going to be a frat bro. You're welcome, Chet.
you are destined.
What did I name your car again, Brandon? It was like Trenton or something like
that. It's Trenton, yeah.
Trenton.
R.I.P. Trenton. He is no longer with us.
Oh, Trenton, no.
F's in the chats.
Too much premium gasoline.
Riding too hard.
Trenton never got fed premium gasoline. I'm not rich enough for that.
Well, the story of that.
It's not really. I think most cars don't even like take it. Like my car literally says unleaded only, but it's also from 1995, so I'd probably kill it if I paid for more expensive gas.
I just pay for, just enough.
One thing that I thought of while we were talking about like how you would like different ways of like helping you decide the name instead of just like giving you a name as an option was like the meanings, like what you see a meaning before you see the actual name. So it would be like, I don't know, I guess it's like a random number generator of seeing like a meaning and be like, okay, that's interesting. And then you could do like, I don't know, almost like a flashcard, and it would flip over and you could see the actual name, and then it would like go into like a list of like names similar to it, like in an archive or something. I don't know how that would work, but
that'd be pretty cool. And then maybe going into that, you can probably work on just the spelling, because I know in different cultures the spellings are different. Like with Christina, it could be spelled with a K, it could be a CH, it could be a KH. That was an interesting one I saw. It would be just CR, and just
gives you like a list of different versions of it.
Might be a little too much, because when studies have shown when you're given too many choices, you're less likely happy with that result.
That would definitely be overwhelming. Maybe it could be like an option that like you could like opt in or out, you know, because like some people like a lot of choices, like and they find comfort in being able to have a ton of options, versus some people are like paralyzed by choice. And then obviously it's like a spectrum, but because you could like maybe in like a settings bar you could turn something on or off to be like, I want to see this many names, or it's like the distance feature on Tinder, like how far away.
The simplified and the advanced.
Yeah. Show advanced settings in the.
I do like that idea. I also like the showing the meaning first idea, because then you wouldn't end up with names that sound like good names, but then you look up what they mean and you're like, why is this selected? I just looked up what Brandon meant, and apparently it means crow. So like,
that's
not really sure what the logic was there.
I'm like
in Welsh.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm Welsh. Like barely, but that's like the main
Yeah, I don't know where.
Well,
I'm not
that's-
even Welsh. I'm Scottish. So I don't know where that came from.
I mean, we're both in the area, I guess.
That's true.
Both on a
Apparently,
globe.
so y'all got me curious in looking up my name. So being non-Italian, apparently Mario is a very Greek, Latin, Portuguese, Spanish name. Italian for manly. So hey,
There you go.
we are right.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but
So
Josh is chilling. His is just Jesus.
he's
well,
Jesus.
I actually looked it up and it says God is salvation, or it says boy Hebrew from the Hebrew Yeshua. I was right about that. The Greek lessos meaning God is salvation. So why is it? Oh, the way that it's pronounced is Joshua, but the way they spelled it out phonetically is just my name, all lowercase, except for a capital O, and then UH. I was like, what? What's happening?
That's another business idea, is coming up with a service to improve those like phonetic spelling things that I have, because those never help me at all. It's like the first letter is fine, and then they come up with all these like bars and dots over the letters, and it's like, what does that mean? This is runic script.
It's like trying to read like an IKEA furniture name, but like as English.
Yeah.
What was it like? There's also those like definitions that have like a version of the word they're defining in it. Like I remember in middle school, people always like complained to the teacher being like, that if you look up definition, though, it's the act of defining. What does that even? I know what it means, but like that seems wrong.
Yeah, that was.
I think it's like similar to math in that regard, like where you have a few base words in language, just like you have like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, that you can't really define or prove unless you like. I guess people have tried to prove addition with like 300 pages of random math, but I'm not sure how much I actually buy into that. But like, anyway, the point being like that you just have like this base of language, like these base words that everyone kind of just accepts and knows what they mean without them having to be defined, and that kind of builds everything else off of it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of words that I feel like I know, but not based on like the actual meaning. It's like no one ever really explained it to me. I just kind of, I mean, I guess that's how you learn language, is just based on context, but, or at least initially. But there's like some words, it's like, I don't know how to actually describe this, but like I know what it means, you know? Like I think I was watching a documentary a little while ago for like a film class, and it was a really weird documentary, but I don't remember the name of it. But there was like the word freedom. That's like, I think the way they said it was that a word that no one can define, but it's impossible to not know. They said better than that, but it's something like that. It's like yeah, it's something that is weird to describe, but like if like you just got a kid that says why to everything you say, or like what. You know, but you can just kind of, I don't know, you just get it just because you know. It's kind of weird.
All that inside information comes in handy.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's a lot of good ideas out there. And
how do we get here from baby Tinder?
You know, that's just how good of an idea baby Tinder is. It sparks deep philosophical discussion.
You know, I got Mark Cuban on the phone back here. He's a potential investor.
Here we go. Next
We're
thing you know, you're
bringing
gonna
this
see
to Shark Tank.
You're gonna see us on Shark Tank. Is like, okay, why is this important? Well, you know how there are really bad names and there are very, very unique names. Our goal is to help mothers and fathers name their kids, and we'll get rid of these crazy names.
Yeah, like basically what we're trying to avoid is whatever Elon Musk did with his last kid's name. We don't want to see that coming into play.
the way he made that name for that child is he slapped his hand on a keyboard and went, "That's good." Like,
Yeah, I do think so.
Well, that's his name. That's hilarious. I didn't know what his name was.
I heard that.
I could not even tell you how to pronounce it. It's like XAE
at symbol.
Yeah, it looks like a gamer tag more than a name.
Yeah. I heard. I remember like an author came to like my school a long time ago, and she was like, "Yeah, I came up with character names just by slapping my hand on the keyboard and like turning it into a name." It's like he did that, but he didn't change it into anything.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, I would use this service so much because whenever I have to come up with names for stories or anything, I'm just at a complete and utter loss all the time.
That could be also like, it's not even like an actual person's name, but like a character name. It could be like for authors almost to like help you brainstorm.
Yeah,
like continuity and like the meaning of people's names and like where it comes from.
And I mean, I think that's where like getting names from different cultures and stuff could be a really cool feature because it allows you to have some, diversity from the standard like John, Dave, Matthew, Mark type names without being really, really weird.
Yeah. And then you can also like, it could also just be a learning thing, like not even necessarily to name your child that. It could just be like, oh, I'm like curious about like, I don't know where these names come from, and then you can find those meanings. Or you could just literally load it up and be like, oh, that's a cool meaning to a name, and then you flip it over and you're like, oh, I didn't know that's what. I'm just not even going to come up with a random name. It's not going to make sense.
It's like Jalone.
Here, I need name Tinder or whatever. We're deciding this is. I feel like you can't use another company's name in your company name.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know much about business, but I feel like
plagiarism isn't really allowed.
Plagiarism. I mean, those companies are very opposite. Tinder versus Baby Tinder.
That's true.
I mean, Baby Tinder also implies something really, really bad is happening.
Yeah, that's true. It's the concept of like swiping in an algorithm is like bringing you up things similar. Like it's more like Instagram, if anything, for like names than actual like meeting people.
Infant media.
What we figured out.
I am infant media.
I feel like we should just put name and not like, because it's not actual people. I guess unless you interview like parents that named their child that and be like, so how does it feel to name your child Theobald?
You're like, wow, I'm glad
you like namemykid.com.
I want my child to be named .gov. Or I think WTF is actually a domain. I remember my uncle was saying.
That's hilarious. Those would be interesting acronyms, because that's another thing too. Like with your last name, that you're already set on the last name. Then you have a first, middle name. So who knows? You might be named down. Acronyms might be down. Acronyms might be WTF. Whatever that is.
If you have a lot of kids, you could make out another name with their initials. That's deep meaning that is a little bit in excess, but that'd be kind of cool though.
You would need. I feel like
your name is like an anagram.
I feel like
imagine being that child. Like, my name is not unique. My name is simply an anagram to help my parents remember all my siblings' names.
It's like what's the dude? I forget like Voldemort's like what his name was before he became Voldemort, but he's like it's like
Tom
his name
Riddle.
Yeah, and then like adjusts into being I am Lord Voldemort. It's kind of cool.
That's a power move, but whoever that is,
definitely a conversation starter.
That is a great conversation
starter. It is very cool, but then you also end up with the middle name Marvelo, which
that's true. You gotta start with the sentence first and kind of do a little game of Scrabble to try and figure out a name out of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure J.K. Rowling was like, okay, we got a first name and we got a last name, and I want it to say this. So what are all the other letters I need?
It's like when I played Bananagrams last and I picked like 15 A's. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Just,
I guess that counts as a word. Just screaming.
Ah.
And then just all vowels. I think I got literally only vowels when I played that game last.
I feel like a different language you can use all those letters.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's the actual like name for the language, but like Hawaiian, there's like there's a lot of like the same letters in English, but they don't have like all of the same letters. And probably
they have a much shorter alphabet, which is why you end up with like name Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apu Ai for one single fish.
Yeah. There's a lot of vowels in there, versus I think there's other languages that are very like consonant heavy.
Consonant heavy.
That's interesting. Consonant heavy. That sounds like a fake metal band that would be in like a kid teaching kids how to spell like elementary school.
That's gonna be the new Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
Another business idea: having a metal band that sings about the consonants of the alphabet to teach kindergartners through the medium.
It's like those letter blocks, but there's just like kettlebells. So you pick up a C and you're like consonant heavy.
We're great businessmen. We have great ideas.
Oh, it's so dumb.
And like so good at the same time.
I'm proud of that one, you know. I'm gonna put that on my gravestone. Came up with consonant heavy idea.
Someone implement this,
And
please.
my obituary.
Try to get ownership of it.
If you just like lied in your obituary, there's like I think there was like some community I was watching, and they're like, you could just put anything, and someone would believe it. You could just put like invented orange juice, and they would have to believe you. You know, like they can't tell you you're wrong.
Yeah, it's true. You would look like a
I mean, they could though. Like,
no. There's no fact checking when it comes to.
I feel like if you went to Google and we're like, "Hey, who invented orange?"
You just go to Wikipedia and like change it to your name.
Hey, whatever it takes.
That's a weird thing to lie about, but
OJ. Well, speaking about OJ, that's all the time we got for today. So thank you. No. That was a great segue.
How is that related to orange juice?
It's not at all. You know, well, if you think about it, O stands for
just do your segue.
J stands for just stop. It didn't work.
OJS. Oh, just stop. There we go. See, there we go. I was just missing a letter. You know, I need the Tinder baby Tinder. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.
We have a spin-off brand of letter Tinder where it's just I don't know all the letters. So yeah.
As you can tell, guys, I didn't watch Sesame Street, so I missed out on the S. So yeah, that was my fault. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about this baby Tinder, no, this is not a real thing. Obviously, we're just be businessmen.
Don't steal it though. We copyrighted it.
Unless someone wants to fund it.
Sponsor us, hey.
If we can get 500 investors, S&P 500 company.
Yeah.
There you go.
$10,000
stockmen. There you go. Just we'll help each other out, help bros out, or a woman out, you know, whoever you guys are. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Bye.
Hear me out then. Let's stop. So moving away from the business and talking about stocks, all of us at least know 100 people. So we need to find 2 more people on this call They know about 100 people. Have them buy a stock, and then boom, we're in the 500.